Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we are going to be doing a test here of the newly released from HiQ parts, the Cloud Camo Masking 3. So basically this is just masking tape, pre-cut masking tape for doing camouflage like you can see there at the top. So obviously there's 101 different ways that you can make camouflage like that. You don't necessarily need pre-cut masking tape, but if you're lazy like me, or if you just want an easy way to do a quick camo job like that, here's one way that you can do it using this set from HiQ. So on the back here you have some convenient instructions if you're like me, you have never painted any camo like this before, so it's a good hint on just kind of how to do it. Basically, you don't even really need to be able to read Japanese. You can see here you got your three main colors that you're going to be using, and you're going to lay down your lightest color first, put a few pieces of masking tape down, put your second color, a little bit darker one, lay some more masking tape, put your third color down on top of that, and then peel up all your masking tape and you should have a nice camo pattern. So obviously you can use whatever colors you want, do it however you want to. That's just the recommended way, using the lighter colors and then working right to the darker colors. That means that after it's done, basically the lighter color will be the one that's kind of on top, even though it's the one that we do first, and it kind of feels like it's on the bottom of all the paint. It'll be the one that will be on the top of the finished color scheme. So here's the colors that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be making mine kind of yellow, tan, and brown colors. So I'm using number 25 orange yellow, number 19 in the Dugram line, this is desert yellow, and then also in the Dugram line of paints here from Guy Notes, this is mahogany, CB20, so CB19 and CB20 in the Dugram line, and then just from the standard line, orange yellow. So these three colors will be my main colors. So the first thing that we need to do is prime the parts, which I've already done here. On these parts which I'm going to be doing the camo pattern on, I've primed them in using a pink surfacer, that way that my colors are nice and bright. For the kind of lower half of the chassis of the Tamotu, kind of the bottom half of the body, I already got those painted. Those are just painted in Nazca Frost Matte Black from Guy Notes. So those parts, a couple of parts are already painted. Also, all the interior frame parts are already painted and gloss coated. So those are basically ready to have some paneling done on those. These were just in a kind of medium gray color, actually using Nazca Surfacer Primer on these as well too, the light variation of that, which is not that light, not quite as light as I remember. It's kind of like a medium gray. I was remembering it being a little bit lighter. But anyway, nevertheless, what we're going to do now, so for these parts that are already got some primer on there in pink, I'm going to just give them a coat of orange yellow. Alright guys, so there is the first color down, and man, that is a very orangey yellow. If you ever needed to paint like a school bus for a diorama or something, like a school bus model, that's like exactly that school bus orange yellow color. But now let's get into it with the camo decals, or the camo masking tape here. So you just need to peel up some pieces, stick it on, and that's really kind of about it. I'm also going to do like what is typically advised with masking tape by don't stick it directly onto the part straight away, just to make sure you don't peel up any tape at the same time. I usually will stick it to the table or stick it to my hand or something first before you stick it to the part. That's why that's not quite so sticky, and then you're at less risk of peeling up any paint. Alright, so that's a wrap after a little while to getting all that stuck on there. I think that's looking pretty good. Now just a reminder to make sure before you go to spray, and this is a reminder to myself as well too, the quality of the tape seems really good. So wrapping around the curved surfaces, I feel like it's got that a little bit of like elasticity that it bends around curves pretty well, but you're still gonna have little bits where you're gonna want to make sure that the tape is pressed down really good and well before you spray, or you're gonna have leaks under your mask. So make sure everything's pressed on as good as possible before you spray, and let's go ahead and go get our second coat on. Alright, so far so good. That color's down. Now we're ready to put on some more masking and our last color. And I should also mention that I used about half the sheet. The rest of these I have already stuck off over to the side here, but I used about half for all these parts so far. And in that pack you have 3 sheets, so just to clarify that in case you guys didn't notice that on the front of the packaging. You get 3 of these sheets of that, and honestly you think you could probably use the negative after you peel off the pieces, and you could use this negative basically for another layer as well too. It would seem like, to me, sort of, it would be kind of opposite, but I think you could use this. Anyway, don't throw it away. Alright guys, so now the moment of truth. Time to start removing the masking, and hopefully not too many leaks, and everything will look pretty good. We'll have to see. Also need to remove the masking tape carefully too, so that we don't have any paint peeling up. I don't expect that will be a problem, but you never know. So peel your masking tape up carefully. Also, I'm using metal tweezers. Not always the best bet. I'm trying to be extra careful with that as well too, because you know, metal against your paint can also end up scratching the paint as well too, so it's got to be careful. But so far, I mean, notice these couple pieces, it's looking very good. Also, the other thing that I was worried about is the kind of, I don't know, texture you can see between the layers of paint. So when you're doing masking, sometimes you'll see like a little kind of edge of the paint along there, which you don't want to see, but it looks pretty smooth. So I think it's coming out all right. Let me go ahead and work on removing all the rest of this masking tape, which is going to take a little while, and we'll see how it's all looking. All right, there it is. Everything came out really nice. Actually, there's not really seeing any leaks or anything anywhere for the most part, which is very good. That, I mean, like paint getting under the masking tape where it was not supposed to be. So I was being, trying to be very careful. I can't say that like my placement of the masking tape and everything is like the best for making the best looking camo pattern, but I think it looks pretty alright, I think it looks pretty good. So that is it for now. I'm gonna basically work on finishing up the rest of the kit, and in the very near future I'll show you guys what the kit looks like when it's kind of all put together. But I'd say, at least for our test of the masking tape, that is a big success. Just to give you guys an up close look at how that's looking, I think it's really quite nice. I'm very happy with that. I was also not sure exactly how the colors were going to look together. I thought they were going to look alright, but as I was spraying them on, I was thinking, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think it does look very cool, very snazzy. So, alright, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll show you guys the finished product very soon. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.